So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today's experiment is one born of either hubris or boredom, or a combination of both. Okay, having been inspired by what Jay and Steve did in their overclocking battle, hashtag RIPGN, hashtag RIPJ, they went to rather extreme methods in order to achieve results for their various overclocking benchmarks. So the thing is that what I'm going to try and do today is that I'm going to make use of some of the crap that I have around the house, try to see if I can push the temperatures for my media PC. It's running an i5-4690K, delidded, running overclocked at 1.36 volts at 4.7 gigahertz. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some stress testing when it's in its case like this, of course with the door open to give it maximum possible airflow. It is currently using a liquid AIO from ID Cooling called the Frostflow 240L, and it's got one Corsair fan that I had there, the spare one, and one of the fans that it came with. After that, we're going to disassemble the whole thing. We're going to make a makeshift test bench right here, and then we're going to see how much ice and water we can put in here, dunk the AIO inside, and see what kind of temperatures we get. So the goal today is to try and get the temperatures below ambient, right? Which is currently hovering at about 24, 25 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in American, but yeah. So we'll be stress testing using OCCT as well as Prime 95 to get the maximum temperatures available. Temperatures will be recorded with max as well as average across the entire testing period. And yeah, we'll see what we get. So let's start with the testing. Okay, so just to verify, here we are. We've got OCCT running right now, indicating a 34.3% overclock, 4.7 gigahertz, running at, where is the voltage? There you go, 1.36 volts. And we're seeing idle temperatures in the region of 40 plus degrees. And yeah, we're gonna start the test and we'll see what happens. We'll go to torch test right there. And we'll go for maximum heat. Okay, that's the one that we want. And let's sit, chill, and check out the temperatures. We started? I think we started. Yeah, we should be starting. Oh, and immediately we see the jump. Check it out. The jump here is just, wow, okay. It immediately goes up. I mean, that's the whole point of Prime 95 after all. It's supposed to stress test CPU. So we're gonna leave this running for a while. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but like this, it sounds like a jet engine is just taken off right next to me. And yeah, we'll keep monitoring this. Oh boy. Temps all the way up to 95 so far, 94, 96. Yeah, this is gonna stress it out. So we'll leave this running. We'll let the tests run for about half an hour, and then we'll check on the temperatures, and then we'll see what's what. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear about a couple of things, like while the tests are running and all that, right? This is not meant to be a super scientific testing methodology thing. It's just something ridiculous to do on a Sunday morning, and I thought it'd be fun. That's it, okay? Like, before I get any hate or anything, this is not supposed to be super scientific at all. It's just a challenge to see if we can actually get the temperatures below ambient, okay? That's all. Yeah, we've been running for about 15 minutes now. Yeah, we hit thermal throttling on one of the cores, 100 degrees. Core number 1 is at 93 max, core number 2 hit 100, core number 3 hit 99, and core number 4 has hit 92. Okay, so clearly Prime 95 is doing its job. It's stressing out the CPU as best as it can. I think that's probably the highest temperatures we'll see for today, but we'll let it run for a little bit longer, see whether the rest of the cores catch up in temp. If not, then that's our benchmark. We gotta make sure that we don't, wow, to get it from 100 all the way down to 20 something, that's gonna be quite a challenge. Not sure if we can achieve it, you know, with the AIO that we have, but yeah, we'll see. Well, that's clear. The results are in. Thermal throttling on the core number 2, or yeah, core number 2. Pretty close on all of the other cores. This is already when the CPU has already been delidded, by the way, with liquid metal. Link, I'll put that in the description below. But yeah guys, that's the challenge ahead of us. So now, on to the next step. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Don't know if you guys can see it. Right here. Can't bring the camera closer. My assistant, or should I say my boss, is not here to help me right now. But if you guys can see, I don't know if you can. I don't think you can though. It's really small. But yeah, we're sitting at about 40 plus degrees on average at the moment. Spiking at 45 because that's all the startup programs and everything. Okay, so everything's running. Our test bench is up and going, and I am going to shut this off right now, and I am going to get myself a bucket of water. Okay. Oof. Hey guys, welcome back. You join us as we've put some water in, which is a little bit lower than ambient temperature because I took it off the pipe earlier, and it's nice and cool. Okay, so we just have the fans there. I'm not too worried about circulation actually, but we're just going to see how well this does in terms of temps. So obviously we have no problems posting again. Okay, so everything seems to be running fine so far. Into OCCT we go, and I'm not having the water moved around or anything that much because, well, why would I? Okay. And let's see, idle temps are already slightly lower, simply because, you know, water is a better thermal conductor than air, obviously, right? Average temps, yeah, well, still more or less the same. It's idle, it's idle, it doesn't really mean anything. So we're gonna pull up Prime 95, and we're gonna run small FFTs again. Yep, we immediately jump up. The jump isn't as high as before. It's a bit lower now. Okay, we can see there that we've already hit 90. Okay, so we were doing 95, almost 100 earlier. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh. Fans are really spitting up now. Okay, so we've had the test running for a few minutes now on Prime 95, and we've just got the fans there to just help shift the water a little bit to help with to help the heat exchange, right, between the radiator. You can see all of the air bubbles that are forming. Yeah, so we were hitting thermal throttling earlier, right, of about 99 degrees, 98 plus. See, the first core is still relatively cool at 84 at the max. So we're seeing not much of a reduction, honestly, because, well, we're not really doing much. We're just dunking it in water. We're not moving the water through it very quickly or anything like that, and we haven't actually lowered the temperature of the water below our intended target of sub-ambient. Okay, so we're gonna have to invest in a ton of ice. Yeah, we just hit 97, probably because the water's probably starting to warm up now, and we're not doing anything to shift the water, and we're not doing anything to lower the temperature of the water. So that explains that. Okay, here we go. We've got the ice in. Everything's running properly, and let's take a look at our idle temperatures. Oh, that's beautiful to look at. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so we had the spike there during the startup, obviously. Just put it in, so we're going to let it equalize. And now we are going to run the test. All right, we've jumped up to, wow, that's already, well, obviously there's going to be a massive improvement, but we're looking at an improvement of, well, basically 40 degrees. Oh, that's beautiful. It's fantastic. Exactly what we wanted. Let's see. Oh, I'm really happy right now. Okay, so let's keep an eye on the temps so far. Funnily enough, on idle, the very first core runs hotter than the others, but once we have everything running under stress testing, we are easily That's still pretty high though, considering that we're using ice to cool it, and it's still, you know, still running in the mid 60s, upper 60s now. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna let this run a little bit longer. Everything seems to be running okay. The fans are just there now because I don't think they're gonna help. They're just gonna help the ice melt even faster right now. Ambient temperature right now is obviously at 24 degrees Celsius, and yeah, let's have a quick. Water is nice and ice cold. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna run this for a little bit longer, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've run this for about 10 minutes now, and we're seeing a max of 69 degrees, and we're running averages roughly in the 50s, mid 50s to spiking up sometimes to the 60s. Mid 60s. That's how we're running right now on the testing. I think we can go lower because as you can see, guys can see, the ice is really starting to melt, and actually the tubing is getting so cold that I've put kitchen towels just to make sure we don't have any condensation. So the outlet tubing seems to be okay. The inlet tubing is really cold. This is the tube obviously that's feeding the fluid into the pump, and you know, doing its business there, doing the heat transfer, and then putting it back out to the radiator. Okay. So the thing is that there's no concern about the fluid inside the AIO itself becoming frozen, because it is, of course, it's got a propanol glycol solution, I think, in it, so that would stop it from freezing. It's good up to temperatures of minus 20 degrees. So we're gonna dump more ice in this and see if we can get the temperatures even lower than they already are. Okay, so here we go. We've added another bag of ice to the what I suppose you can call it, the reservoir now, and we're gonna make the pump speed a lot more aggressive when it comes to dealing with temperatures, to see if we can siphon off even more heat when we run the stress test. Okay, so we're gonna start that right now. So just now we hit a high of 69 degrees Celsius. Let's see if we can keep that lower this time around. Okay, we're about 10 degrees lower on the spikes at the moment. Gonna see, okay, the averages are definitely slightly lower, and the fluctuations are a lot more extreme as well. Let's see, we're gonna see if we can make the fan. Okay, the fan is at not the fan, I should say, the pump. The CPU pump is already going at 100%. Okay, it's the fastest they could possibly go, so it's spinning at 2,200 RPM. It's maximum speed. It cannot go any faster than this. I think we might have hit a wall here though, but never mind. We'll run it again for a little bit longer, see if we can somehow get the temperature lower on the spikes whenever we run the stress test. Okay, we've seen 65. Okay, it was 70 earlier, 69, 70. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so 15 minutes in. As you can see, the high that we've hit this time is 66. That's 3 degrees lower. That's what a whole more bag of ice has done for this. Yeah, there's not really much point in putting any more ice into this right now, considering there's still so much ice that's like unmelted anyway, so that's keeping the water extremely cold. Obviously we've got some concerns with condensation on some of the tubing here, but that's okay, that's why we've got the paper towels and everything. Yeah, so there's not much point really. I think we've really hit a wall. But then you see the average temps are hovering much lower than before. We're looking at, yeah, there you go, high 50s and all that. But then again, looking at how the stress testing itself is going about it, clearly the temperature changes are corresponding to the amount of CPU load that's being placed on it. It's been a really long day so far. I've been at this, I think, for about 4 or 5 hours now. Here you see the result. If you guys have followed step by step what's been happening, we've managed to knock off a grand total of 30 degrees from the thermal throttling. So yeah, I think 31 degrees. Yeah, we've got a max of 69. Got a maximum of 69 as well on the OCCT benchmark after we use 2 bags, I think 4 kilos of ice, large basin, I don't know how many liters. Yeah, just trying to get this going. Gosh. Here's the thing though, this is not a very good AIO. The ID Cooling Frostflow 240L, when it came out, was pretty cheap. It was like 200 plus ringgit, and it was not a very good AIO. I will link in the description below when I did a vlog of the temperatures that were achieved by this AIO after I deleted my i7-4790K, and it's not encouraging at all. As an AIO, it still hit 90 plus degrees under stress testing, and that wasn't even Prime 95, that was just OCCTs. Stress testing, because we were doing an overclocking thing. So that's clearly the equipment isn't the best in the world. I'm hopeful that ID Cooling have improved hardware since then. As it stands right now though, this thing is not really fit for purpose, in the sense that it's not really the kind of thing you want to use if you're going to do a ridiculous challenge like this. But other than that though, some key takeaways. You know, the way that this is set up right now with the heat and all that, right, I think the best way is to pump through so that the water actually moves through the radiator. Right now we're just relying on a normal heat cycle of hot air rising, cold air going below, and that doing the shifting itself in order to get the heat transfer going on. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a better way of doing it. I will probably try something else in the future, maybe invest in a water pump to get the water going inside, right? But right now this is as cold as it could possibly be, you know, with all the water and ice inside it. Of course, we had a condensation issue as well, so that's why you see a paper towel here with the fan there to sort of like equalize the temperatures. It's been fun. I don't know who else has done this. It's a bit ridiculous. I can see why people don't usually do it. Here's the thing though, if I had a better pump, you know, a better AIO, maybe that was slightly better constructed, I don't know. Hey, you know, all of you water cooling manufacturers out there, please send me stuff so that I can experiment with this. You know, Barrow, Big Ski, whoever you guys are, NZXT. You know, I'd be more than happy to try this challenge again with any of your equipment, because I want to see whether this is really the absolute maximum that can be achieved, or is it just a case of the hardware itself being a limiting factor, right? I mean, the i5 doesn't really run hot anyway. It's a 4-core, 4-thread processor. But I had fun. I hope you guys had fun as well watching this. Trying to get it to sub-ambient was obviously never going to happen, not unless we were going to use like LN2 or something, dry ice, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to find that at my supermarket downstairs. Neither am I going to get LN2. Like, what? Yeah, that'd be weird though, right? Like, yeah, hi, can I order some LN2? Yeah. Where would I get that from though? De Bauer, can you tell me? Please tell me where you get your LN2. Maybe I'll try that as well. Get a pot and everything and do some proper overclocking and slather my motherboard in Vaseline. Again, this isn't the best motherboard for overclocking anyway. Stability is not that great. And, you know, even getting it to 4.7 gigs, I had to push the voltage up to 1.35. I think Haswell chips, I think I read somewhere that they top out at 1.35 volts. That's it for the video so far. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want to try this at home, go ahead. But don't blame me if anything goes wrong. Make sure that anywhere that condensation could happen, that you take steps to make sure that water doesn't drip everywhere. You know, you've got your towels, you've got paper towels and everything. And that you make sure that whenever you do anything at all involving water, that you switch everything off and that you are completely dry when you're handling any of your hardware. That's basic common sense. But if you guys want to do this, please go ahead. It's fun just to see how hard you can push your hardware. So yeah, that's it for me. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.